Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to have a little fun. Let's play a little speech bingo. That's right. In case you missed my last one, check out this video here. We went and played speech bingo with her Invictus game speech, and we had so much fun, and the response from you guys was amazing. Thank you to everybody who said it was your favorite video. I love that. Again, if you missed it, find it here. But I made a new bingo card for us. We're going to be taking a look at a speech she gave last year. It was September 2022 at One Young World, Manchester. I have seen clips of this speech. I have not watched the whole thing. So we're going to watch the whole thing together and play. Before we get into that, I just have to remind you about this event. Okay, again, One Young World, Manchester. She was introduced as, quote, world counselor. Just wrap your head around that. She wore so much bronzer. Look at the picture for details. It's crazy. People say, oh no, it's just like, no, that is her bronzer. That is her doing that. Look at Harold versus her. You can see the difference. This dreadful outfit, oh, so bad. One of what I always say, it's one of my least favorite, but it is. This is a Valentino tie neck blouse and wool straight leg pants. In case you want to pick yourself up this outfit, just so you know, both the shirt and the pants each retail for £1,200, which makes it $1,450. That's for the shirt and $1,450 for the pants. So this look will set you back about $3,000. Now, just a reminder, this is her full-on Wallis Simpson cosplay event. She does that quite a bit. Of course, we know the Oprah dress, but let me point you toward this one because this photo came out of Harry and Meghan. Of course, then you have Wallis Simpson on the left there. And then look at this. Tell me she's not cosplaying Wallis Simpson once again. Unbelievable, right? Even down to the neck, the pants pulled up to the neck. So I wanted to pull some information about this event, and it was billed as young pioneers hoping to change the world. Then what on earth are they doing with Meghan Markle there? Again, I can't get over the world counselor thing. Who could she possibly counsel? What does she have to offer people as a counselor? Unbelievable, right? So when I was Googling this event and trying to remember exactly what was going on here, a lot of people really panned her after the speech. Wanted my reactions to be genuine. So I have not watched this in a very long time. I've seen clips, like I say, I've not seen the whole thing. Now, when researching this, when you look up this speech, so many people talk about how awful it was and how she completely made it about herself. Okay, so I'm excited to jump into this with you. Let's take a look at the new bingo card and read out these squares real quick, shall we? All right, let's go through these. Now, some of these were from the original card, and some of these were suggested by you guys in the last video. So I'm looking forward to you adding your suggestions this time around, and we'll add it to the next card. All right, here we go. So when she says, my husband, her awful outfit, we probably could go ahead and mark that, pauses to make it about herself, discusses family, says amazing, plays look at my jewelry, her rictus grin, again, we might be able to go ahead and mark that off, when she's smug, when she says community, one of her favorite things to say, when she can't read the room, when she takes a dig at the royal family, when she uses her title, or anything to do with the titles. The free space, when she says I. We hear that awful dish soap story. If we see Meghan's awful acting. If she uses the claw on Harry. She laughs at her own joke. I put joke in quotation marks. Makes it about herself. She applauds herself. If she does a look at me. If she starts to gaze at Doofus. With the bronzer, if she plays with her hair, if she says me, if she tells a lie. So those are our squares. I'm excited to play this with you all. Again, thank you for your suggestions on squares and let me know your suggestions for next one. Teacher Jen here. When recording this video, I also thought it'd be really fun to count the amount of times she says I. It is wild to see it on the screen. So stay tuned. Kind of think about how many times you think she'll say I in this speech and prepare to be shocked by this. This video is courtesy of Reuters. They have the full video available here on YouTube. Also, just a disclaimer, her mic sucks. You're going to hear it at the beginning, you're going to hear it in the middle. It's very crackly. That's literally the best copy I could find. Okay, here we go. As this loads, I am going to go ahead and mark our free space because you know she's going to say I. Also, I'm marking bronzer because hello, bronzer.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is...
Oh, and awful outfit.
Very nice to be back in the UK. And it is very nice to be back with all of you at One Young World. As you'll likely hear many times this week, look, as we just heard, you'll hear all sorts of things.
And we have a rictus grin, ladies and gentlemen.
Some very heavy, some very uplifting, but the resounding spirit I believe you will hear is that you are the future. But I would like to add to that you are also the present.
You ever seen anybody so self-satisfied before, so in love with the sound of their own voice? I have not.
You are the ones driving the positive and necessary change needed across the globe now in this very moment. And for that, I'm so grateful to be in your company today.
Man, that mic sucks. Okay, I'm going to mark this one as awful acting because she's not happy to be there around them. She's happy that they get to be around her. Not that she wants to be near people, it's more for the optics. Look at me giving my speech. So yeah, I'm going to mark awful acting. I'm not going to mark look at me yet. I'm sure it's coming.
It was several years ago in 2014 that I was first invited to be a counselor at One Young World.
All right, I am going to make it look at me. I was invited to be a counselor at One Young World. Make it about me.
And in many ways at the time, I was probably a lot like each of you. Young, ambitious, advocating for the things I deeply and profoundly believed in.
Okay, I'm marking this one down as a lie because there is no way she was not advocating for anybody but herself.
And also looking around and wondering, how on earth did I get here?
Oh, I'm marking it. She laughed at her own joke. That's why I put joke in quotation marks.
Have any of you today so far had that feeling, that pinch me moment?
Oh, mark your boards for me.
Where you just go, how am I here? Oh, it's a lot. And at that dinner, there were about 20 to 30 of us for the counselors. And there I was the girl from Suits.
Oh, she's pausing to make it about herself. She's the girl from Suits.
And I was surrounded by world leaders, humanitarians, prime ministers.
Okay, I had to pause it here. This isn't even on the board, just a general observation. Have you ever seen anyone make something so much about themselves? She cannot keep the glee out of her face, her voice, all of it, that she has this opportunity to talk to this room. It's so crazy and making it about herself. She's a keynote speaker. It should be about the event and maybe a personal anecdote, but this whole speech has been about her.
An activist that I had such a deep and long-standing respect and admiration for. And I was invited to pull up a seat at the table.
Smug. Man, is she smug in this one. I was invited to pull up a seat at the table.
I was so overwhelmed by this experience. I think I even saved my little paper place card that said my name on it. Just proof that I was there, and proof that I belonged.
Oh my gosh, I have to mark this as can't read the room, still going on about herself, just totally oblivious. And even the story itself can't read the room.
Because the truth was, I wasn't sure that I belonged.
Okay, we've already used the pause to make it about herself, so I'm just doing makes it about herself. This whole speech, this whole moment, pausing to take it in, making it about herself.
I was so nervous. Oh, I doubted myself, and I wondered if I was good enough to even be there, if what I was doing in the world, albeit important and meaningful as far as I saw it, was it deserving to have a seat at this table?
Oh, I should have added table to the list. She won't stop talking about the damn table.
But One Young World saw in me what I wanted to see fully in myself. They saw in me just as I see in you, the present and the future. And I reiterate that point because oftentimes we speak to young adults about the years ahead, about what you'll do.
Oh, I have to mark, look at my jewelry. I was leaving it when she was actually using her hands to gesture, but now she's just resting it there so we can see her ring.
What you'll have to adopt to fix from previous generations, and also what legacy you will leave. But too often in that, we neglect the point that you're doing it now. You here, in this present moment, this is where it's all beginning.
Holy word salad, Batman. What is she talking about? She doesn't even know. Right here in this moment, it's where it's all beginning. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, buzzwords, word salad.
The first year I joined the delegation in Dublin, I worked with a young woman from Eritrea. And she described how she had escaped her home country, fleeing with bullets fired above her head.
I looked at her and said, "Why aren't you asking me how I'm doing?"
I still remember it so well. I remember my shock, and I also remember her courage. My recognition of how much continues to go on each day.
Telling a tragic story, and again, making it about herself, how she felt, how she reacted, how she made it a thing. It's just unbelievable.
With so many turning a blind eye, and yet despite all odds, she, like so many, still persevered. I followed up that trip, as David mentioned, to joining the delegation again in 2016 in Ottawa.
Okay, so she's just reading out her resume at this point?
I was very lucky to receive a day off of filming specifically to take a quick flight from Toronto up to Ottawa and to be able to join this work again for One Young World. Being with some people that I admired most, including former President of Ireland, Mary Robinson, who you heard from earlier. I joined you in London in 2019, and by that point, it's fair to say, my life had changed rather significantly. I was now married, and I was now a mom.
I'm sorry, did she just hold for applause there? Is that what's happening? Are we applauding that now? Hey, a lot of us here in the chat are husbands and wives and mothers and fathers. Yay! Or even aunts and uncles. Yay! Are we applauding for that now? What's going on?
My worldview had expanded exponentially, seeing the global community.
And we have a bingo. Mark your boards. She just said community. So we got, look at my jewelry. We got Rictus Grin. We got Smug. She said community, can't read the room. You guys, this was amazing. Oh, see, I'm pulling a Meghan. I said amazing. We were one away from plays with her hair. And the only reason she didn't play with her hair is because it's pulled back so tight for this event. So she didn't play with her hair there. She still goes on for a few more minutes, but I'm not going to subject us to it in this one. We'll put in the next bingo game, you guys. Unbelievable. I'm just stuck on how much she made this about herself. What was this speech even about? Except for herself. Can you tell? Because I can't. I just heard stories about, again, herself. Here's a fun fact for you. We are 5 minutes and 19 seconds into her speech. She has said I 39 times that I counted. That equals about 8 times per minute that she's saying I, which is about every 7.5 seconds she is saying I. Here's a fun fact for you. We are 5 minutes and 19 seconds into her speech. She has said I 39 times that I counted. That equals about 8 times per minute that she's saying I, which is about every 7.5 seconds she is saying I. My goodness, you have to tell me what I missed. I always do. Tell me if you got a square that I missed. Also tell me what squares to add to the next bingo game, because I want to play this some more with you guys. It's the only way to make these speeches tolerable, but it's important to see, right? Like, I've been not watching this speech on purpose because it's annoying. I knew it would be, but I think it's important to see and to talk about the narcissism. If you need no other example, just look at this speech. Crazy, right? You guys are the best. Thank you so much for being here. I love this bingo game. Again, the response to this has been wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this edition of it as well. If you want to keep going, please, we will do it. And I did see your suggestion. Somebody had asked if we could do one of Doofus's speeches as well. We certainly can. He has his own weird mannerisms and awful speeches, so tons of fun stuff to choose from. Maybe we'll get one where they do a speech together, if they can stop holding hands on stage, that sort of thing. So we'll do all kinds of fun stuff. You guys, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for everything. If you want to further support the show, of course, we have the merch. Make it make sense. Recollections may vary. And Drunk Goose Club. Honk honk, everybody. And also we have Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where we do our bonus deep dives, our extra content. We're doing all kinds of stuff over there. So check that out. We have the behind the scenes stuff, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Again, thank you guys for being here, for watching. I can't wait to read your responses to this one. And I hope you all have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.